do you deal with certain, I guess, conflicts? Like, how do you deal with in certain situations? I mean, for me, I feel like, like I'm very passionate. Like I'm very like, I'm like a hardcore lover, if you wanna call it that way. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. So again, we're talking about a series of biblical teachings that we'll be touching on over the next couple of weeks. And so I apologize, but if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking down at my phone, because I do want to make sure that I read word for word what I'm about to read. And so today's topic is about love.
Yeah.
Which,
well, there's several different type of love that the Bible mentioned,
yeah,
and we'll be touching a few of them. That is found in
Corinthians primarily.
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually start this video off by reading the scripture, which I'm sure everybody has heard the scripture before. So it's found in 1 Corinthians 13 verses 4 to 8. So it says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away." So that is the New International Version. So pretty much at the end of that scripture, it essentially talks about that love is never going to fail us, simply because love was designed by God. And as Andrew said, there's different variations of love. So in today's video, we're talking about one specific type.
Yeah, the Agape love, which is, Paul speaks of it as more excellent love. It's like the love that the scriptures speak about, that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, right? So this is the deeper part of love, the more excellent part that Paul mentioned that we should even have for each others as followers of Christ and as believers. Have that deep love for one another, that, in whatever way you can help a brother or a sister out, and it's just love that God speaks about.
Right. So, I mean, at the time that Paul wrote this letter, he was in Ephesus, I believe is how it's pronounced. Ephesus.
Yeah.
Ephesus. And so he was writing to the people of, the Corinthians, and he was essentially stating to them that, the problem is that it's not that they weren't capable of love, it's just that they didn't know how to love each other, right? Yeah. And so he just wanted to express to them that there were so many different variations of love, and that at the end of the day, it was just important to love, as Andrew said, like your fellow brother, your sister, outside of your family. Totally. So basically just loving thy neighbor, loving, a stranger that you might come across, and just sharing the good word and sharing that message, right? And so ultimately he does go on to talk about, obviously, marriage and how love,
and that's a different type of love,
right?
And a love for your kids, that's a different type of love. Loves for your spouses, that's different. Love for each other, it's different. It's just a different variation of love, but the bottom line is love all over.
Yes, so pretty much to love all people, right? We come from all different walks of life, all different nationalities, all belief systems. But at the end of the day, God does encourage us to love everybody, right? And so I think the message that honestly is very important to note is that love comes in so many different forms, so many different shapes. And at the end of the day, the world needs more love. Yeah. And so it's good to not only just say that we love one another, but we also have to
do it,
apply it, right?
Yeah.
We have to actually put that into action.
Yep. Show that you love, show that you care, and people will just see it in you.
Well, so you want, and what Andrew means by that is you want people to be able to look at you and say, you know what sets her apart or what sets him apart from everybody else? Like there's something different about him or her, right? And it's just essentially having that love radiate from you. And, and love can come in so many different forms. It could be, in how you speak to somebody. Like, again, in the scripture, it says love is patient, love is kind, right? And so it's not boastful. So it's pretty much, how do you deal with certain, I guess, conflicts? Like, how do you deal with in certain situations? I mean, for me, I feel like, I'm very passionate. Like, I'm very I'm like a hardcore lover, if you wanna call it that way, and not obviously not in an intimacy type way, but in terms of if I love you as a person, I love you and I love you hard, right? And that's just how I've always been. And I think in saying that is that I guess obviously when I say that I love you, when I say that you're in my corner, when I say that you're somebody, you're somebody that I've welcomed into my world, then it just simply means that, there's going to be obviously, a lot of times where maybe you and I won't see eye to eye, but at the end of the day, it's still all love.
Yeah. All right. So we wrapping it up, guys. And this is another interesting topic, wide scope. We could go on and on about love. There's so much variation, so in-depth type of love, but the bottom line is love. Okay.
love. And so if you do want to see more of these types of videos, definitely leave us a comment in the comment area below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.